Hi, everyone. This is the Sold Stay at Home series for April 18th. Happy birthday, Violetta. We'd like to remind everyone to take a look at our Patreon page for exclusive early content for this new series. Consider helping us out there with monthly donations starting at about $5, nice and cheap. And you'll get to see all of these before we post them online for the general public. So with the Sold Stay at Home series, we are touching base with artists and seeing how they're holding up during the pandemic. And we have Brooklyn's own Alex Smetsky with us today. Hello, brother. How are you?
What's up, brother? I'm good, man. Staying in. How's everything with you guys?
We're keeping busy by working, but it's not about us today. It's about you. How are you holding up? How's the art treating you? How are you treating the art and all that?
Surprisingly enough, I've been busy as fuck in this pandemic. Uh, I've just been getting projects more or less. So, very very blessed to have that opportunity. A lot of people want some kind of a memory, to do with this time that we're kind of stuck in. So they want something like I'm working. I just finished a sculpture of a skull with bat wings and like the scales of like that armadillo character that was combined with how the story goes where the bat and like it transferred from the bat to that armadillo character, and then like that's how it got to us.
Got it. The pangolin.
So
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, I could never. I always forget the name, so I just call him the armadillo.
yeah.
But yeah, I just did a skull with that. I just finished the toilet paper that's made out of gold, and I'm actually making sculptures of that as well. So I've been busy for the most part. The Jerry that you guys just seen, it's a good time for the most part for me.
Now, that was the first time we saw you working. You did a mural in Bay Ridge, and it was Jerry the mouse from Tom and Jerry, and where he's saying, say cheese, because he's outside of a photo studio.
hmm
And what did you do to it recently?
So Hassan, the owner of the photo of HM Photo Shoots, who has that building right in front, he reached out to me and he goes, "Look, because me and him have been talking already about doing a new mural there, and that's been in the works. And of course, the coronavirus struck, and we had to put that on pause. So he reached out to me a week ago, and he was like, "Look, there's a PSA thing happening. Cuomo wants everybody to wear masks, and why not have fun with Jerry? Since we're gonna remove the piece anyway, let's just slap a mask on him." I thought it was brilliant. Quickly sketched it all up together, and within less than a week, we just came over there, painted a mask on Jerry. Instead of the cheese, we wrote "Be safe" to kind of promote a positive message for the kids and for our neighborhood in a colorful and fun way.
Now, I noticed when I saw you working that you use a bunch of different mediums. You're not just spray paint. You're stencils, peels, things like that. Um, where did that come from? Why are you? Let me ask it a different way. Let's go back. How did it start? Where did you first pick it up?
This goes back to my teen years when I used to do just regular graffiti, running around, tagging up everything. Uh, Me and Jin, and that's all we ever did. And just kind of I carried that all the way through my college years, through my 20s and everything. Just always enjoyed spray paint, and I love texture. But often enough, when you work on a two-dimensional surface like a canvas or a wood board, you are limited to what you could do there. And I always try to put as much detail as possible so you could kind of enjoy it from you could enjoy it from a block away, from 10 feet away, from 5 feet away. Then the closer you get, there's more and more detail. So I want to give people that kind of a wow factor. And stencils do help with that, where one color could just have a certain kind of a design or a detail in it, while as you step away and it disappears, another image kind of comes to focus, and so on and so forth.
Now, where have you said you've been busy and you're fortunate. The majority of the people that we are speaking with really have their heads down in their studio and they're working on new things or trying to work on their collection. Um, where are you finding the clients from?
Well, it's a lot of repeat clients, obviously, that knock on my door. I was very blessed to have a lot of clients from my nightlife background, who are doing well for themselves even in this kind of atmosphere. Um, but overall, yeah, just a lot of loyal clients, a lot of people that could not, a lot of clients that couldn't afford something back in the day are now coming out of the woodworks and saying, "Hey, listen, times are tough. Would you be able to do a cut, a little a price cut on something. And for me, it's like, yeah, fine, why not? We're all like, it's like have anything better to do. So yeah, sure, why not? Like I think any artist in this day and like at this day would be able to do a little price cut to do something for his or her clients.
Well, I think it's smart in business to always do a price cut for loyal customers when
Yeah.
someone comes back, to keep them coming back. But what do you feel? I've heard from a couple of different artists that it's hard to sell more than 2 or 3 pieces to the same collector.
No, I disagree. A loyal there's an essay I just read. It's called "A Thousand True Fans," and it's actually really powerful. I forgot who it's by. You could find it on like, I found it on YouTube. Unfortunately, I kind of cheated the system on that. But once you have the true fans, they are diehard and they will keep coming back. And that's the true beauty of being an artist. When you have those true fans that support everything you do, they absolutely love you for who you are, not so much even your work. I mean, they love your work, but like they just fall in love with you as a messenger in a sense. It just grows from that. It really does grow from
But you're a personable guy. You can't say,
that.
you can't think that every artist is going to be treated that way, or because they're not all going to be as outspoken as you are.
It's unfortunately that goes with any kind of business. That's one thing I do treat it as. It's a business. It's not just something I do as a hobby. It is a business. You have to treat it as such, and your fans are literally your backbone. So you got to treat them with as much love as possible. Like, who are you without the people that support you?
Now, what if what if you were a little less blessed with old customers? Where would you be looking for new ones today if you had to pay the rent, so to speak?
In a sense, I'm actually trying new things. Facebook ads, Instagram ads, just trying to like reach out to a new clientele, because there are people out there that have money. There are people out there that are looking to take advantage of the market. I've been reaching out to people that I've never reached out to before, actually, that I know have money, that I know are collectors. And I said, fuck it. I'm just knock on their doors and see, like, what's the worst that's going to happen? They say no to me. Okay, cool. We go back to square one.
Right.
You got to be fearless and knock on people's doors and just ask if they want something. That's I think what my real strength is I'm not scared to ask.
Well, sure. You get, Wayne Gretzky said, you miss all the shots you don't take.
Yeah,
And,
you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
yeah, and that's just straight New York hustle right there. I see no different in that than slinging a slice of pizza the right way. It's just you got to do things respectful. You have to show up. You got to be nice, and you'll get the deal. It is
Exactly.
a situation where you can be rewarded for hard work in the street art and art game. It's just you gotta get your own exposure. You can't take exposure from other people, so to speak.
100%. And especially now, since everybody's in quarantine, everybody's online, everybody's, nobody's out. So everybody's in and everybody's on their devices. You got to work 3 times as hard on social media. You got to know the right time to put it on. You have to know the exact kind of content that people want to see. Because I've noticed throughout the quarantine, I put on some stuff and I barely got any feedback. And the last couple of things I put up is just, a shitstorm. Like, people are relating to it. The golden roll of toilet paper that I've produced, that one is just, people are loving it. They're like, holy shit, this is genius, because it fucking, it resonates with what's happening right now. Like how our true currency now is toilet paper, I'm sorry. And the Jerry Mouse was like, it was a fun and funky way to talk about what's happening now. So people are resonating with what's happening. And you gotta know who your clients are right now. That's, I think, the challenge of the artists in today's world, and especially today's world.
Now, you said that you first picked up a spray can. What did you write when you first started?
Oh man, we're going back there, huh? I used to ride Zez. This was 99, 2000, something like that. This is a while ago.
ZES?
ZEZ.
ZEZ.
Yes.
All right. So what food do you miss? What restaurant do you wish you could go to right now? Where you wish they were open?
You know what? So I'm a very firm. I'm going to take you down a rabbit hole right now.
Okay.
So hold on a second. There you go. So I'm going to take it down a rabbit hole. You asked me about this. This all ties in together, because I'm a lunatic when it comes to meditation, law of attraction, all that. So, people are really like scattering around, about this time, and they're like, oh, this shit sucks. I honestly think this is one of the greatest times for humanity, because we are being reset right now. And this is going to get to your restaurant, by the way. I'm going to your restaurant. Um, so we are being reset as a race, not just as Americans or New Yorkers. For once, what happens in China does affect us. So if a person dies there, we care about him, as opposed to a couple months ago when somebody died, they would be like, fuck him. And the same thing in Italy. We're now connected. We are being reset as a race. We care about each other. When a tree falls in a different part of the world, we care about it. It's important. We started caring. It's beautiful. But in the same time, we're being reset as what our daily routines are. We're no longer going to the pizzerias and the burger joints. We're now cooking home. So what I did in the beginning of all this, because I figured it was the perfect time, I did a 7-day water fast. I did nothing but water for 7 days. Well, water, lemon, and salt. Nothing but that. And I'm actually going to do another one this week, probably, but not 7 days, maybe 4 or 5 days. Anyway. And I reset my old taste buds. And at this point, I can't even think about eating outside. I've been cooking everything at home, been eating super organic, been eating healthy shit, man, like just shakes, like, soups, everything was made home, and I've never felt as good as I do now. And that all works together because that energy that you give out comes back to you, and your clients, your friends, everybody feels that energy. They're like, yo, why is he so happy? Like, we're in the worst time. Why is this motherfucker so happy? Like, even on his Instagram, and he's all jolly and shit. Like, let me talk to him. What's going on? So it all ties in together. Sorry that I had to take it down.
That's okay. All right, so now I got to ask the same question a different way, Mr. Healthman. Your next cheat day, your next day when you say, oh my God, I got to have something that's a little bad for me. What's it going to be?
I'll go for DeFar's.
Yeah. Oh, very nice.
DeFar's pizza.
Okay. I respect that.
Yeah. That's the one thing I miss. I'm not gonna lie.
Now, let's talk about New York and the scene a little bit. I feel bad for the galleries right now. I feel bad for the artists that were making their way in the galleries. I feel bad that is not going to be a good scene when we come back, that, those small spaces may not be the best place to congregate. What do you think? What do you think that, it's going to be like when we finally get back out there?
I don't know. I honestly don't know, because I don't know how long it's going to take. I do not know how many people will still survive. As I've just mentioned, this is a reset. So a lot of things are going to get reset. A lot of businesses are going to get reset. A lot of businesses will fail and have to shut doors down. It's not going to be the same game. It's not going to be the same prices. It's not going to be the same anything. We're in for a big, big, big treat. Financially, definitely, we're in for a whole new restructure, and it's going to be different, good or bad. It's going to happen. I just became a partner with this gallery on 23rd Street, and we literally were just about to have our main opening. We had a soft opening. We were going to have our main opening, and we had to just shut doors down and wait until this is all over. We didn't think it's going to take this long. So I don't know. I don't think anybody knows, to be honest with you. I hope we survive through the drought.
I feel bad for bars and restaurants.
I do too. And that's my actual predominant business that I've been in for 10 years.
Yeah. That whole high-end bar scene is toast right now. Trump said it. No, the restaurants will come back. There'll be different restaurants, but but that's, everybody we know is going to shut doors. I don't appreciate that, but it is what it is right now. I guess
it's not something we're all suffering through.
Yeah. Now, let's talk about these guys. And thank you again.
Space Monk.
Now, it's one thing to have an image that connects, but where do you take that image? Is that your logo now? Is that sort of your brand? It's that.
So it was an evolution. Originally, it was just a smiley face, and it has the nose thing going on because I got a big nose, so it represents me. So originally, just a smiley face with a big nose, and I'm obsessed with skulls. And I'm obsessed with the concept of death, because people run away from death and they fear death, even though that's the one single thing that's absolutely guaranteed. Even taxes you could evade for a certain amount of time before they catch up with you. But Like you can't avoid death, and we're all going into the same ground. And I find it peaceful almost that, I wake up and I meditate and I'm like, thank you, I'm here again. I'm not there yet. And as the evolution of that logo came, I made him into a skull. I made him into a playful looking skull, and he still has the nose. And now he actually got a new meaning and a new name, and I call him the Space Monk. So he's like this enlightened little space creature that runs around all throughout the galaxy and just puts little things like I've been here, you know. So it's like an alter ego in a sense.
Now, so your characters, a lot of your work is cartoon and anime looking, big eyes, all smiles, some intellectual property from the 50s and stuff like that. What draws you to the cartoons?
I'm a big kid at heart. Like I was just talking to my girlfriend, and I'm like, I don't know how you feel, but I'm like a 34-year-old man just trapped in a 15-year-old's body. I mean, a 15-year-old trapped in a 34-year-old's body. Yeah, yeah. I refuse to grow up, and that's why I just, and I don't mean that like a cliche. Like I just feel like the biggest child in the world. Like, and that's why I pursue my career as an artist. Like I refuse to give this up. This is me. This is my freedom. And the cartoons is my nostalgia that connects me with that childhood. So my new line of work, and I just kind of showed the digital of the Aretha Franklin that
Hmm.
I just rendered. I actually finished her already. I haven't posted it yet. I haven't shown. I'll send you a picture after I'm done,
Cool.
and you can post this with the podcast if you want. But that's my new direction, where it's still gonna be very bright, colorful, beautiful color, like just beautiful things happening, just a lot of energy, but it's gonna be more serious now. Still, cartoons gonna be involved, and still there's a lot of that. But I'm kind of evolving the style into something more, more fine art tuned.
Now that's all digital.
The one that I posted, yeah, that's all
Yeah.
digital. But I'll send you the finished painting.
Very cool. Very cool. So where does that when you say you're going to moving into something like that, is this going to be a whole series of pop icons?
Yes, actually, this series is gonna be called Fallen Icons. It's
Fallen.
anywhere from 8 to 10 characters that I've hand selected that I look up to. A lot of people look up to that are now no longer with us, and we're
Back
just
to
gonna start. What?
back to death with you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's always that. It's always that. It's always that with me. But you see, like even the death, I try to make it playful, colorful, and fun because you still gotta like look. They're still icons. They're still beautiful. They're still the music still lives through us. Still, like they're still alive, are all around us. Maybe their physical being isn't, but So, and that's part of life and death. What do you leave behind? What is the legacy of me, of you, of anybody that walks this planet? Whether it's just a child or a flavor of pizza, or what is the legacy that you are on this planet for? No matter how big or small.
Well, I think street artists are blessed there to get their word out there because it's essentially limitless. So I think
Yes.
you can take advantage of getting that image out there as much as you like. Who's next? Come on, give us a tease. Who's next?
It's already being worked on. Well, actually, two are finished. One, and I haven't showed either one. One is David Bowie.
Mm,
One is Aretha Franklin, and right now I'm working on Biggie and Tupac.
cool.
They're going to be combined as one.
Oh, East
Yeah,
Coast, West Coast.
yeah. Because that was like, I don't want to do two individuals. I do like how people already cut them both in half, and I'm gonna take that same kind of approach to it, but I'm gonna do my take on it. It's gonna be really powerful, really cool. And after that, I'm doing Bruce Lee.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
Bruce Lee's gonna be fucking powerful. I cannot wait to do that one. I have the idea already sketched out and everything. It's gonna be too good.
What do you listen to while you're working?
Uh, a lot of doo-wop, like a lot of like 50s music, 60s music, a lot of house music, deep house. If I hear lyrics, I want to hear old lyrics because
Mhm.
they're just happier in my opinion. The new age stuff doesn't really attract me as much. Um, or I like house music that's just like a beat that goes on and on and on, or classical music. I love
Mhm.
classical music. Yeah.
Now, in the pre-interview, you were getting some dogs out of the way. What kind of doggies you got?
I got two rescues. They're both mutts from one is Siberia, one is from Ukraine, predominantly German Shepherds.
Cool.
So big kids. They bark, and sometimes they start barking. That's the last thing I need right now.
Is it how are they dealing with the stay and short walks and stuff like that? Or
No, they love it. They love it. I'm walking them way more now. Like I'm taking advantage of, like I said, I'm taking advantage of the situation. So what used to be a 10-minute walk is now like a 40-minute walk.
a lot of the
Now we
art
go to the beach, we go to the parks.
a lot of the artists that we have interviewed have said that this isn't much of a change from their day-to-day routine,
Yeah,
staying and working and basically being a recluse until you have something to show off.
yeah. It's little. My life has not changed much at all. I'm still home working, or I'm in my studio working. Keeping my distance. Don't worry, people. There's nobody else in my studio. But yeah, like my life hasn't changed much. It's just I got to work harder at getting the people to see and talk to me. Outside of that, it's the same shit.
You miss
Like
painting?
I guess we're blessed at that. We're artists are blessed for that, I think.
Do you miss painting walls? Should be out there now.
I mean, I was just painting a wall 2 days ago, so not that much.
Yeah, fair enough.
I can't wait. I really can't wait to do some new walls. Like now that it's warmer outside, and I'm gonna start knocking on doors and getting some new projects out there. And I'm
Very
actually
cool.
thinking about doing a whole street art movement when it gets a little bit warmer. I'll keep you guys posted on that as well. But
Yeah,
I've been
we'd love
working
to
up
help.
something. What's
Now,
that?
we'd love to help.
Hell yeah.
So we usually ask, this is the first time we're chatting with you, but on our longer form podcast interviews, we always ask, who would you like to work with? Somebody who's alive and, for your particular aesthetic, we'll ask us, in this case, someone who's dead. Who's a dead artist that you wish you could work with?
Ooh. Hmm. Dead Michelangelo. Dead Michelangelo. Alive Tristan Eaton.
Hmm.
Yeah. One is the god of sculpture. One is definitely the king of spray paint. So
What do you think you would do with the sculpture? Is that something you want
I,
to get into?
well, I'm actually a sculptor. Like my actual favorite thing to do is sculpting. Because I don't know if you guys know, but I started a company about a year ago called Pop Aesthetic, and we're not even fully live yet. But we've been doing some projects on the down low, and that's why actually I haven't been blowing up on my Instagram. Is because we've been doing a lot of sculptures and installations for like commercial venues, stuff that doesn't really work as a Smetsky project. I have a team that we built these like cool installations and whatnot with. And yeah, I just totally eat that alive because it's mostly sculptures and it's mostly just 3D stuff, and just to make that from hand, it just turns me on like there's no tomorrow, man. That's my soft spot.
Have you gotten into 3D yet?
Like
Printing.
printing,
Hmm.
I'm old fashioned. I like to sculpt. Like I'd rather take just foam and just carve it out myself. I've done some 3D cuts for commercial things. So yeah, slightly. I can't say it was like all statues or whatever. It's just like kind of 3D cuts on a 2D object. So like engraving and that kind of stuff.
What's one area you'd like to take your work?
Exactly there. I want to do huge productions. Think about like Cause or Jeff Koons or something like that. Just big sculptures, big installations, publicly installed, like so anybody could see it. Just taking street art to a whole different level, like having big monumental just pieces that anybody could see in 3D, and just like really change the world in that way. Maybe install them on buildings, have them like really work with the surroundings. That's truly where like my gift comes in, I think.
Have you 3D rendered this guy yet?
No, not yet. Not yet.
That would be cool.
That would be really, really cool. That would be really, really cool, actually.
So, Mr. Smetsky, thank you very much for your time today. It was nice getting to know you a little bit. It was, like I said, we didn't do a long form interview with you, and when this finally breaks, we'd love to cover your next wall or come in for a full length interview and stuff like that. But
I
uh,
love that.
this was a nice little chat. See how you're holding up. Nice to know you got some dogs keeping you company there, and continuing to do your own thing. How about a word or a little piece of advice for other artists working out there, just to try and not go crazy right now?
It's it's what I tell everybody every day. It's a time to reinvent yourself. It's a time to reinvent everything about yourself, from your style to the way you find clients to the way you just attack a project. This is not a bad time. This is the best time that we will ever have, because the whole world is at pause. So you must restructure whoever's in the rut right now. I mean, financially, of course, I understand. Like, there's a lot of people taking a beating, but if you could get your mind out of that rut, understand that this is a time of renaissance, and we are all going through a beautiful, beautiful change. You have to look at it as such, because it's happening, whether you like it or not. Accept it. Fucking look at the bright side. Make it work. Reconstruct yourself and reset yourself. Just make this is a good time. This is a good time. Accept it as a good time. Yes, people are dying. Yes, people are getting hurt. It sucks. I get it. But this is a good time. If you're alive, fucking keep pushing. That's it.
That's great words from Alex Smetsky. We appreciate the optimism. It's great hearing from you. Before I let you go, where can everybody find you online? Give them your tags and names and such.
You can see me at smetsky.com, SMETSKY.com, or my Instagram is @_Smetsky_.
Thank you very much, brother. We will see you soon, and keep doing what you do.
Thank you, my brother. Always good chatting with you.